Morning, folks. It is time yet again. Sunday morning coffee. Man, I tell you what, it's quiet around the house. This is that one weekend I don't have my kids. And the girl went back up north to where her family lives. For Sunday and part of Monday. It's damn quiet. Weird. It's interesting how you get used to certain household noises. Of course, the cats are still nuts, so I guess. Oh man, it's been one of those up and down weeks, and we all go through those. Not good, not bad. I was called upon to go out to my great aunt Wanda's. My uncle Orville had passed away. We talked about him before, some time ago. And his shop was pretty much a raccoon shit filled time capsule. So I brought a 79 C20 big block engine truck home. You know, for an Iowa truck being 33 years old, this thing's a true survivor, especially considering it was just a work truck. It hauled shit. I had to shovel like 40 gallons of just raccoon shit out of the bed of the truck before I started loading up, the toolboxes and various things. I am now the proud inheritor of a Anvil, which anybody that does any kind of metal fabricating, Anvil's the shit, man. I mean, you gotta have an anvil. Interesting thing about anvils is you have to have an equally as heavy base to stand them on. We'll be figuring that one out at some point. We got that old girl Monty coming together. We'll have the actual factual quarter panels here Monday. Supposed to have all my pieces in mid to end of the week for at the latest. I should be able to have the pedal car out midweek. We'll see how that cuts loose. Shop friend that brought us the shotgun door pulls job, he brought us in some 1975 Honda skins. So we're going to go ahead and get those dialed up for him. I'm going to have to locate the proper paint code so I can throw those in the right colors. And we like working with Omar. He's always, everybody's always budget conscious. Let's not forget that. I mean, this is the fellow's living. He restores these old vintage Japanese bikes, which are just hot right now. I had no idea. Generally speaking, I'm not a two-wheel guy. I'm a four-wheel guy. You put me on a bike, I'm one dumb ass dead white boy. That's it. I'm a bloomin' idiot on two wheels. No grace whatsoever. Almost as awkward on a bike as I am socially. And trust me, that's pretty damn bad. Because by all standard means, I'm a social leper. Which is alright. I enjoy my hermit's life. I really do. I don't get out much. And You know what? I'll be 36 next month, and I'm getting too old for that kind of shit. But you know, it's all good and fine for the right folks, I suppose. Just not my gig. I have a tendency to hide in my little acre and play with cars. So basically, I'm like 9 years old again. I haven't got a hell of a lot to grievance about this week, really. Kenny, Street Rodder 100, I see they may be making it right with you on your car. I think that's fantastic. I hope that gig with that other channel turns into something, because you make some damn fine videos. I don't know if other viewers out there entirely realize all that shit's done on your phone, the edit process and everything that blows me away. It's all I can do to use my laptop and get these pieces of footage spliced together reasonably. I'm not a technically savvy guy. I work on old shit for a reason. I understand it, the hows and whys, not just this little box doesn't work anymore, so replace it. That's your... I don't want to downplay the modern mechanic, because it's a very physical job. You'd be very knowledgeable, but if you have a modicum of mechanical acuity and are reasonably fit and have a subscription to AllData or Mitchell, there's not much you can't tear apart. When I started wrenching, real heavy wrenching, there were a lot of jobs that were technically outside of my knowledge and experience base. And Mitchell, or AllData rather, I had a subscription to AllData, and you know, there wasn't many cars that I refused to take on. I didn't take on high-end luxury / exotic cars. Risk versus reward there, because every now and again something fucks up and you end up buying a new part, or you know, making it right. However, it does happen. These things happen. Accidents occur and mishaps occur. We did have a mishap on the Monte Carlo, sadly. So now I'm on the prowl trying to find an original OEM GM stamped rear quarter glass for that thing. We broke the rear passenger side quarter glass out of it. And I knew better. I got overzealous cutting stuff off is what happened. You plasma cut off something like that and glass is still in the car, and you must basically start by cutting a small hole and working your way out, because all that heat and everything you're blowing into that quarter panel, it's going to build up, it's going to tweak stuff, expand stuff, heat the glass, whatever, and pop. My nephew had a hell of a scare. He was the one implementing the trades of destruction. So that was kind of a down part of last week. We tried to keep the collateral damage to a minimum, but things happen. You know, sometimes you take parts off that, because they're broken, you know, because they're bolted on into place, you take them off and the bastards break. I know the Omega, the emblem, where the emblems go, we wound up having to fix one last little dinky hole under the gun, last day type of deal, because the emblem for the Ventura is a different stamping. So yeah, there's something on every car. I haven't heard from Jeff Burns lately with that Omega. I'd love to hear from some of these guys that have done their cars. The 65 Mustang you'll see on the shop credit roll at the beginning. I see that gentleman fairly regular, and he's just a fun dude. He's sent us a lot of people, a lot of good work. That was my first restoration, really, to speak of. It was a light resto, not a lot needed to be done on it. But the fellow come over, we met, we hung out, and I tell every person with a restoration I consult simply, one, I'm a flake. Fact of the matter, if I don't write it down, I forget it. Two, I do take forever. Restorations take time. And whereas it's my main focus, as you all have seen in the shop, it's not my main income at this point. It's getting there. I'll get there eventually to where that's all it is. If it's got a carb, it's in the shop. If it doesn't, well, it's down the street. That'll occur at some juncture. I'm sure we'll still take in dents, dings, and stuff like that. And I don't commission a restoration for someone that I don't gel with, personality-wise. There's 2 restorations I can think of that I lost that I was actually bummed out about. The people were cool. The project was cool. I think it was just too much. 2 cars too far gone to bring back with the kind of money that they wanted, which I don't understand, you know. I can get, you know, let me think, the closest shop doing restorations that I know I've been through, the owner's a businessman. He puffs his chest out. Well, ours all start at $20,000, which is dandy. I mean, it's great, but 20 grand. Sometimes people have that car that they love, but it'll never be worth 15 grand. And they just want to doll it up. And there's not a lot wrong with it. They don't want to update the interior. Maybe it's something they're going to do as a family and, you know, make it their car that way. Or they just want to leave it stock and original because it's not horrible. Well, it doesn't take 20 grand to restore something like that. You know, mine start at or below that 10 marker. Everything I've done so far. Oh, I'm the economical guy right now, and being the economical guy, if I'm handing people works of art at less than market rates, if I'm giving somebody my work, they fucking deserve it. Ralph and Denise Trotter, those people deserve my work, my best work. Jeff Burns and his family on the Omega, they deserve that work. Don McFarlane with the Mustang. Paul Clark and his son, they deserve the work that we did on the El Camino. All really good people and families. And I've turned down, people were ready to push, they were ready to go right then and there. Really very much ready to go right then and there. And I turned down some jobs that were very lucrative. They would have been great work, either simple, easy, fast, you know, for decent money, or just grimy, nasty, from, you know, beat up from the street up. got to start all over type of jobs that would have been, probably 1,000 man hours all said and done. And they would have paid for the man hours it took to get the body and frame and everything in shape, which would have been, several hundred. And I think it's one thing that's very important. The car lot cars, I got a good relationship with those guys. I give them hell, they give me hell, back and forth. I got everything pretty much regulated out paperwork wise. I just walk around the car, standard services for those guys. I check the boxes, they've got a cost next to them, blah blah blah. Just like Darren was saying, trying to get these guys $100, $125, $150 a panel, especially if they bring you something that's been hit on four corners. It gets difficult to work in their ideal budget and do anything close to reasonable. Our buddy Kent, we're going to see a lot of his pickup accessory. I'm probably going to get about 10 of them noshed out, and then I'll go up and actually buy materials and build a table to just to build these things on. I got to have one prepared for him tomorrow with some changes that we wanted to do. And then once I get the nod, we'll build 4 more. I think that the guy's a damn genius. I really, really want to shoot a segment for y'all, like a demo of this invention of his. We've gone through 4 or 5 prototypes. This final one's got some adjustments, and that's it. All it does is it bolts onto the trailer bar, the hitch bar in front of the ball, and it unfolds down, drops down. You drop your tailgate. It's got a handle that comes up, and you can step right up into the pickup that way. It's great for tailgating and older folks that still are very active. Shit, even folks my age that are, got a truck, and I'll tell you, crawling up into a damn pickup truck, y'all done it. It's a pain in the ass. The guy's interesting. He's got several patents already. This one's patent pending. Building accessories, a little table to throw on it, a bike rack assembly to put on it. It's a versatile little gadget. So we're going to be building those now. We're actually moving forward, which would be obviously it's a departure from automobiles specifically, but if these go out there and do as well as I hope for Kent, it'll be a godsend and a blessing to both his family and mine. It could significantly change the quality of both our families' lives. And again, just a great guy. We got into this, and I've basically volunteered a gob of hours just to get stuff done, help him forward with it, instead of, because he'll come into the shop. I don't generally allow people in the shop just to tootle around, do whatever, but I got a couple customers that have worked themselves into a situation. They're respectful, they're knowledgeable, they're not dangerous or fools. So like with Kent, he'd come over and he was working out pieces and parts and troubleshooting this design. There wasn't anything I could do really to help him. So I was like, dude, just roll. Whatever you got to do, I'll get out of your way. If you need something welded or bent or, holler and I'll come over and help you. you don't get those type of customers very often, which is good and bad. So I've rambled lots about pretty much the whole scope of what's going on here at the shop. Next weekend, my baby girl turns 6 today. Next weekend we'll have her birthday party here, and on Sunday and Saturday we're gonna have a celebration here for midsummer. So it'll be like a bonfire, and a brother of mine brought over a venison roast, so I'm gonna throw that in the smoker. That should be good times. Depending on how that works out, I may shoot some footage of the gathering. I won't shoot any footage of other aspects. It's a high holy day for me coming up, so that's really exciting. Got a ton of work to do around the yard to make it look presentable for guests. We're so few and far between and stretched out across the Midwest, or at least Iowa, that we may not see any. Me and the girl may not see any like faith folks for midsummer, but we'll have our own little thing. So, in a nutshell, that's last week and this week coming up, really. I'm going to get off here. It's 10 o'clock here. Get this loaded up and get to work. I'll shoot some footage of this Tundra for you, Terry's Tundra. Man, you scratch the shit out of it. Anyhow, I'll talk to you folks soon.